right. And with that, we're officially live with our very first episode of Coffee and Camps, a series that was born out of, well, this feeling that I think a lot of parents know, and it's the summer is approaching. For a long time, you feel like, we'll be fine. We'll just do it somehow. And then you realize, oh no, we will need help because it is a long summer. And then the older your kids get, the more you realize it's not just you making that decision because it's convenience to drive to, it's not breaking the bank, all of that. But you also realize there's special things that will work for your child. And then there's others that will not. So we thought it could be a great idea. Look at that. Siri is somehow going crazy on my computer. So we thought, wouldn't it be marvelous to be able to talk to some of the amazing camps that we have out here to get an idea of what they're all about. What is it they're offering? Can it be for your child? Is it something that you think would really work well? Is it something that you can easily get to? All these things. And we're starting today. And the very first camp we will be presenting is the East End Explorer Camp. And before I say even anything more, I'm going to bring in Beth and Eric Wurzburg, the founders and counselors and, well, the heart and soul behind the East End Explorer Camp. Welcome, guys.
Thank you.
Good morning. Thanks, Kim.
Good morning. So again, I don't really know why I'm behind a milky glass this morning, but it's about you guys. So I'll just be back. So East End Explorer Camp, tell me a little bit about what's behind it. What's the idea? What is the East End Explorer Camp?
Absolutely. I'll let Eric start. This is his baby.
So, it's about getting kids connected with nature, getting them, off the screens, out of the current stressful school situation they're in and competitive camps. This is a nature immersion program. We're kayaking, we're fishing, we're investigating the marshes, we're digging for razor clams and finding worms and crabs. And we're going to different sites across the East End, just in search of natural beauty and that connection. For me, it brings peace. And I've noticed that with the children as well. It's where they want to be. It's where they need to be. They don't always know, but when they find it, it clicks. And those kids really love it and it resonates with them and myself as well. And our staff too, our staff come back, our kids come back, and I'll do this forever, so we love it.
Yes. And Eric is from Long Island originally. I'm not. And so I've been going out for about 10 years because of him and have found just such an appreciation for the beauty of the natural world there. And, we teamed up. He is the science and the hands-on part of the camp, and I am an educator, a teacher educator at the University of Georgia. And so for me, it's about getting kids outside as well and bringing in that sort of nurturing role and making sure our staff have that and sort of the behind the scenes pieces. And so we work well together. We complement each other, and really seeing our own children out there is just really incredible. We have a 17-year-old that works for the camp and a 6-year-old that comes to the camp, and they both love it. So it's truly a family affair.
It really is. And I have to say, I had the chance to experience what you're doing. And this is actually my son who had the pleasure of coming for a week last summer. And I think his face pretty much says it all. And he is really one of these kids, and we chatted about it earlier already, who it's difficult. Like if a camp is offering too much, if there's like program after program is like, now we're in the pool, now we're doing this, now we're doing that, it's too much for him. So he really likes to be in control. And I think this worked for him because, as we can see in the picture above, this is how they go out, right? You have 2-3 kids in one kayak and then a marine student going with them.
Yes.
That's right. So 2 campers and then 1 staff member. And the staff members, we do have an internship program with Stony Brook School of Marine Science. So some of our staff come from that. We also have returning campers. We have 2 staff members that are coming back. They were campers in 2018. And so, now they're in college. So we have staff that are just kids that have been fishing their whole lives and love the water. We have staff that are looking to be educators. And then we have 1 member that's been with us for 5 years, and she works in the schools during the year and works with us in the summer. So not just marine science, because, we hire diverse staff because children are diverse, and we need staff members that are going to be able to resonate with each child on that basis. Some kids want to go explore and catch crabs, and they're a little more adventurous. So we have the staff that'll do that with them. And then some kids really want to be a little bit more inquisitive and look at the details and the different seashells and try to think about that. And we have staff that are a little slower paced for them, and everything in between. That's what's important about our program. It's like we cater it to each kid's individual needs. We hire 8 to 10 staff members, and we cap out at 24 kids. So it's all about making sure that we have very much hands-on.
Well, I think that's a very good point. The hands-on thing. I was about to go to the website, but we're going to go here because this is last summer. And I was out there with you for a little bit, and it was literally, you grabbed something left and right. It was beautiful. That's another thing. This is like right outside our doorway, right? This is the marshlands up here in North Sea. And this is, Eric, when you said this is something you always wanted to do, I can attest to that, just seeing you in that obviously natural environment, because you were constantly grabbing animals, showing things, pointing at things, and explaining so many different things that we should probably all know. And in our talk leading up to this, you said something that stuck with me, and it's like that you are able to give kids something that parents sometimes are not, and I'm the first one, and that is like, don't touch that, okay? Be careful, don't go too close. And you're the very opposite. You're like,
to begin with.
Right. Yes, and
I'm just realizing I'm talking about something that you can't even see because I switched my mode. This is what I was talking about, because it is beautiful, and this is you showing us this. What is it, by the way?
Fiddler crab. That's a male fiddler crab.
The fiddler crabs are the stars of the show, let me tell you.
And that's one of the species that are out there. One that because they come out in droves. I mean, just crabs everywhere as the tide recedes. They're eating what's called detritus, is all the dead organic matter that's left on the beach. So the kids see them, and as soon as they pull up to the beach, they see these fiddler crabs, and they love that. That definitely occupies them. And then all of a sudden we switch over and look deeper and all the other species that are there, when most boats just go right by the island and they don't even pay attention to what's really living on this island. And the beauty is that we can go around the corner and find all different species of different kinds of animals, and so much on the East End. And it's all, you feel like you're on an adventure, but it's also so safe. If we needed to get to shore for any reason, it's a few moments, it's not that far, but yeah, it's great. The kids are a world away.
And that's another really good point, is that we have access to multiple locations, and we literally go with the tide. And so we change drop-off locations based on what's going to give the children the best experience. And so Eric looks at the wind and the tide and the conditions. And so we might need to be in Shinnecock, or we might be over at Conscience Point. And so based on the location, that's going to be the best experience for that day as well for the children. And not to mention the partnership with Stony Brook as well. So, yeah.
Yeah, that's a great.
So maybe let's take a look at the website, and because what you have listed here is a typical week. So maybe walk us through that, because as you said, yes, things shift and change, and the location is North Sea, Southampton, maybe even Shinnecock. So this is definitely one of the things I think parents do have to consider. If you're in Southampton, Hampton Bays, Sag Harbor, Watermill, I think it's absolutely doable. If you're in East Hampton in the summer, it's going to be a commitment.
And we've had folks do that commute, and it is taxing. I mean, the children love it. But for those families, we encourage them to take a private family tour, because we can make a mini version of camp, and the parents can come and everybody can love it. And we've actually had clients that have rented a place in Southampton solely to come to our program for the week. So, I mean, but all kinds of kinds, you know.
Works too. So walk us through a typical week. Like what's ahead for the kids on these 5 days of a week?
Well, so Monday is always, we need to know who's at our camp. And a lot of times it's return campers, but sometimes brand new. So we circle up and we introduce ourselves. And then, everybody says, if you've been here before, and they chat about that. A lot of new kids are a little nervous. And so the veteran campers are always like, hey, we're excited about this, and we can't wait for that, and what have you. And then we test the waters with the new campers about how strong of paddlers they are. And then we put them in a spot that's going to give them a secure seat. So if they've never been on a kayak before, usually their first time, they're not paddling. They're going to sit in the middle, which is the wildlife spotter seat. We have a staff member being the captain, and then a veteran camper will be up front. And then we'll guide them through and, stop on islands, or we'll do an oyster farm tour. It just kind of depends, again, on what procession of the week we'll do that with the weather.
But basically Monday's orientation day. So it takes us a little bit longer to get launched, going over procedures and safety and all of that good stuff. But typically we will each day launch after, we get everyone together, launch for the day and go out on our excursion, which is the bulk of the time. And we have a landing spot at every location that we use. So we paddle to a destination, we spend time at that destination. That's where typically Eric will pull a seine net and we'll see what creatures we get and put them in the live tanks and let everyone see them and do species identification. Right. We have time for small groups of campers to go off with different staff members. Like he said, we have a very small ratio, typically about 1 to 3. And so each, group of kids can really have someone with them that's experienced in doing the thing that they are hoping to do that day. We have lunch out on the excursion and before we paddle back. And so no matter the location, that's kind of the general flow of the day. But you can kind of talk a little bit more about the locations.
Well, based on the days, we tweak our activities also with the tides. Yes. With certain tides, we'll bring fishing rods, and sometimes we'll get clams and we'll shuck them and use them for bait and have the kids catch porgies and weakfish and fluke from the shores. If the tides are a little different, maybe we'll go do a crabbing trip. It all just kind of depends on the tides and the conditions. If it's a windy day and it's not going to be comfortable to paddle, we'll do some of the trails. And then we have some freshwater ecosystems that we'll net through and learn about freshwater ponds. And but we always kind of gravitate towards the beaches. And then we do have our research boat trip every week. This year it's going to be on Thursdays, but it switches every year depending on the college's schedule with their researchers, because we do take that boat for half of the day. And on that trip, they go out and they learn kind of a day in the life of a marine biologist, but all the fun stuff. So scientific instrumentation, salinity tests, things like that, bottom grabs, learning what's on the bottom. And then we do what's called otter trawl nets. We pull nets through Shinnecock Bay, and we'll take the species that we catch, put them on a live table, and one of the marine scientists will explain each species and some facts about it before we release them back into Shinnecock Bay. That day also allows us a lab tour. So we get to go in real quietly and observe how the scientists are, what projects they're working on at Stony Brook Lab. So, we try not to be, we're not school, but we want them to know that learning is fun, not stressful. What sparks your curiosity is what you should pursue. There's nothing you have to memorize, but, follow your passion.
But it's incredible what they do know and what they do go home and and learn and bring back. They're just really cute with that as well.
So it is, and I mean, it really, having experienced my son coming home, it's sparking a lot of new interest for him. Like, so we talked about this before, but he loves fishing now, because I think one day you all went fishing, and he is like very serious about it. He like walked into Barnes and Nobles and went straight to the lady to ask for a book on fishing. I was like, what happened? So, and now he wants to go fishing all the time. So it's really, and he's teaching us now. When we're at the beach, he points stuff out that he thinks everybody should know, because he knows them now. So let's go to this, because again, a lot of us probably also just start to look for camps because it's one of the first years they want to go send kids to camp. Let's go back to that age topic and that see like what kind of kids would make the most sense. Like, where's your age limit? How are you set up for that?
So we run from 5 to 13, and they are all in the same group. And we do that on purpose.
Yes.
The older kids are good role models for the younger kids. Some of the younger kids that are more experienced, I have 7-year-olds that have been with us for 2 years. They're braver than the brand new 11-year-olds. So they, and it all works together so well. And
Yes.
I think back to like growing up in the neighborhoods, like we all hung out together.
Mm-hmm.
Like I looked up to the older kids, and then when I became an older kid, the younger kids looked up to me. And we all just worked together as a team exploring.
Mm-hmm.
The type of kid that we take, we're not competitive. That's not to say that some of our campers on other times of their lives are competitive sports kids.
Yeah.
But when they're with us, they're not. They help each other. We're all a team. We're all there to be safe and curious and just kind of inquisitive about what we see. And, it's just great. Everybody's getting along. We have no drama, no stress. Everybody's just playing in nature safely in places that are beautiful and full of wonder. So
what is the time frame that East End Explorer Camp is open for business?
All the time, June 9th until August 30th.
Yes.
If we're not running camp, I'm going to be on the water anyway. You guys might as well come. We have staff. We're there. We're out there exploring from the start of the summer.
Yes. So we'll be there.
So, okay, that's early in June. That's great, especially for people coming in from the city who are probably already off a little earlier than us out here. So,
Bahamas, we have kids from Florida, the Bahamas, California, Texas, all over.
Yeah.
And
so, we're having a little bit of an internet issue, and but I think as long as you can still hear me, that's perfect. Another question, again, back to the age thing and the location. So, because I think those are the two reasons why people cannot make it, because their children are under 5. And I think it's like a because we talked about it. I have a 4.5-year-old, and it's just, I think you tried to have younger kids for a while, but I can see how that is challenging.
Yes. We tried a Junior Explorer program, and you really do have to have a 2-to-1 staff ratio and shorter days, right? Because it's a big day, and they're so excited. They really do love it, but it is it's hard for the younger ones. And so we had to, cap it at 5 or start at 5. And that seems to be the part where they're really ready to go the full day and be outside for the full day like that. So,
Okay. But what you can do is you can indeed book family tours. So when you feel like, I don't know, I have the cousins visiting and we want to go out on the water. So how does that work? Maybe explain that too.
So that's through our website, eastendexplorer.com, which there's a link in the camp website. They go back and forth. And so all of our most of our tours are private. We do some tours, like the Indigenous Perspectives Tour. It's not a hands-on marine science thing, but it's a kayak tour with the Shinnecock. But for our private tours, you book out that time, and that's your time. And we can take, up to, because we have staff we can pull from. We can take large groups. We can run a 20-person family, and we've done that. We also do corporate events, and it's great. I mean, I've had the people from Blackstone digging for clams. I mean, it's hilarious, and they love it too. So it's like our goal is to get people out in the water, and everybody to us is 5, 6, 7, 8 years old. Right. It doesn't matter. I don't care if you're a titan of business, whatever it is, you are a child, and we were going to go play out in the marsh safely and have fun. And that's what we do. I mean, that's why we've been around. That's why we have such loyal following with our camp, with our tours. If, most of the people have heard of us because somebody said, you got to go out with them. Mm-hmm. We are just learning about marketing. We don't know. It's really about just, people know we do this, and it's a wonderful time.
And another thing that we do is take folks fishing on our, we have a large marine Coast Guard inspected vessel. And so one thing we're starting this summer is family fishing trips on Wednesdays and Sundays. So we'll be doing those, and those are for up to 6 families. So, We're going to try to, the boat can accommodate 20 people. We're going to limit that for fishing to about 14, 15, just a little extra space. And our boat, it's like, come out with us. It's a simple day. You don't have to bring anything, bring some water. But don't worry about fishing rods or bait or anything like that.
And it's from 3 to 6. We guarantee that all the people there, it's family friendly. You don't have to worry about getting on a boat at 6 a.m. with other people drinking or doing. It's a very clean, wholesome, parent-child, fishing excursion.
So we really have to do a daddy and me boss moms trip,
right?
Where we send the kids and the dads, and we find something else to do. I'm sure we can.
Right. Yes. Some of the moms want to fish too. That's why I say parent.
I'm just sorry.
Everybody.
But the moms could go paddleboarding,
And that's a genius idea. So I can definitely see us having ideas there. So if people have questions, if there's parents who are like, my kid is a little special, I want to ask a special question, is it okay for them to reach out to you guys?
Email, and if they want to make this a phone call, we'll schedule a call. I love talking to parents. I mean, we're a small community out there, let's all connect. And again, if it's not something right for your child yet, you're not sure, come out on a family tour. Mm-hmm. And maybe it's not right for your child, but most children love nature. The only time we have any issue, it can be overwhelming, just that the kids are having so much fun that it's overwhelming. And some kids have fears of water. Mm-hmm. And there, all the kids are wearing life jackets. Mm-hmm. We have lifeguards on duty. For the parents to know, we're very safe. Yes. And some kids just might need an extra year to be comfortable with it. And that's okay. We don't rush anything. Mm-hmm. We want children to come into it and have a positive experience, because this is a lifelong love that we're trying to instill. This isn't you got to do this now. But most kids do. Most kids jump in.
They really want to do it. Yeah.
I mean, August, for example, they love this.
We will definitely link the website, the email addresses, and you actually are also bringing a special coupon for a special Boss Moms Coffee and Camps discount to us.
Right. And so we sent you the coupon code. I think it's Coffee and Camp. It's $100 off. Mm-hmm. And so just, if you see this video, can you found us through that?
Be great.
Be great.
Absolutely. Well, guys, thank you so very much.
Thank you very much.
And we'll put this in the community. It'll be on YouTube, so we'll definitely have different ways for people to find this and reach out to you and ask more questions. Thank you so very much for your time this Monday morning. And I think we're ready for summer.
All right.
We are.
Thanks
absolutely
for putting this together. Yeah.
Thank you so much.
All righty.